How's it going, guys? It's Mouseball, and this is the AttackMouse Nation, and welcome to Motor with Mouseball. And guys, today's video is brought to you by Elite AttackMouse Nation member and super contributor Roger Gusty, Elite AttackMouse Nation member and super contributor J.G. Mopar, and Elite AttackMouse Nation member and super contributor Denise Shumko. Now guys, we're back at Cars and Coffee Miami for February, and Turbo Tom is not going to be here very long, so he's going to be in and out quicker than a bank robbery. And what we've got here is another amazing turnout. Now, yesterday the actual weather was perfect, and then this morning the weather was absolute garbage. So I didn't even think that we were actually going to have a car show. But if you're into the cars, if you love cars, you come rain or shine. And obviously Mama Mouse wanted me to give the organizers of Cars and Coffee Miami a little bit of cash because they work so hard. They have a free show, and they haven't gone the way of Cars and Coffee Palm Beach with a lot of, how would you put it, clowns and foolish people destroying the show. So they do a lot to keep the show going and to keep people under control. But right here, guys, as you can see, the show is definitely huge. I love this cactus green Bronco. This one is the actual real Bronco, not a Bronco Sport, and it's a big bend. So this one has all of the stuff that you would want to use to go off-roading. And I mean, this is as good as any Jeep when it comes down to the actual open customization of the vehicle from the factory. I mean, you can open the top, you can take the doors off, pretty much everything. And obviously having a horse on your steering wheel like a Ferrari is pretty neat. But Carl is here today, Jim is here today, we've got Chris and his dad, they're here today, and we've just got a lot of amazing cars. This notchback Mustang, 1965-66, good looking car, and there's quite a few old classic Mustangs. This Jurassic Park Jeep is pretty neat. But yeah, no, we want to try to stay out of people's way when they're trying to take photos. This Mustang with the Mystic paint, it's a chameleon color, and as you can see, it literally shifts as you go by it. And this is a kind of nice matrix-like wrap on the top and on the actual wing mirrors. I mean, just really interesting cars out here today, without a doubt. Love these 911s. This is a classic GT3 right here. I believe this is a 996. Yellow seat belts on a gray exterior. Just, that looks awesome. And obviously Mouseball out here today. That C350 looks, oh my God. Wow, and I love the ducktail on the back. That Jeep looks amazing with the bronze wheels and the bronze suspension. We got Chris's dad's Alfa Romeo. And then of course, this Miata, which is completely race prepped. And the owner did all of the work on it, from the vents to the wide body flares to spacing out the wheels, all the engine modifications. I mean, it's definitely a track rat. And I mean, the best part is the owner appreciates the Porsche 911 GT3, Corvettes, and other track-oriented cars, which is one of the reasons why, you know, if you drive a Miata, well, even though you want to move to bigger and badder cars, at the end of the day, you end up gravitating back to the Miata. And right here we got a Mach 1 in that almost cactus gray looking color like the Bronco. Right over here we've got some Corvettes, a anniversary. We got to get out of the way of this McLaren. see if we can get around here. And this one is a Lucid Air, which this is definitely really cool looking. Full computer screen on the inside. I mean, this is supposedly what the future is. And then right here, the Affini RX-7. So right here, these are so nice. The body lines are so organic. They're so beautiful. I mean, this car could be left completely stock and it's just mind-blowing how beautiful it looks. I mean, it's one of the few JDM cars that I really appreciate and have really grown to love over the years. Right here we got a lowered Nissan Maxima. And this right here, this is pretty incredible. Just look at the size of those wheels. Got to be at least 30 inches in diameter. Right here, gorgeous Ford truck. The classic BMW E30 convertible. And I mean, see, the cars don't have to be in super pristine condition to be out here. I mean, this Corvette is gorgeous, really gorgeous car. That's awesome. But wow, a great time to be had out here today. Look at this gorgeous green on this Porsche 911. But yeah, that's what you want to do, is walk, enjoy the show. I mean, just see all the different kinds of cars out here. Look, right here we have a Chrysler, which, believe it or not, I actually have one of these engines sitting in the shop with a turbocharger. And this one is actually the original Chrysler New Yorker. I mean, just check that out. It's nearly mint. And see, that's the kind of the cool part about this, is the actual LeBaron. I had a LeBaron, but mine was a coupe. Much more modern looking coupe, but this one right here is really neat. It's a time machine of sorts. And seeing really oddball cars like that out and about is pretty neat, because I mean, yeah, you're gonna see your Mustangs, your Porsches, you know, you're gonna see, you know, your Lexus, you know, your Camaros, you know, and those are kind of like staples of the show. But when you actually see something that you don't usually get to see, yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing. So right here,
yeah, I know,
there's a pretty massive engine right here, most likely a 454 or a 396. It's got a Holley Dominator on it with a Dart intake. That's pretty insane. Look at the size of the wheels on this truck. Wow. And the old square Chevrolets are making a comeback. American muscle. But yeah, guys, there's a Regal T-Type. That's pretty neat. You don't often see those. They're usually just Grand Nationals. And obviously the first gen Supra, or what many would consider a first gen, because honestly the real first gens are the Celica Supras that were actually the Celica but with a Supra trim. So if you had a Celica, then you had the Supra trim, you had the top of the line model. And obviously the answer is always Miata with an NA. And in our video, No Respect, we'll be talking about the NA and how that car honestly could have done so much in the 90s had people actually given it a chance. I mean, it is one of the most raced cars in the world. And because of Cars and Coffee, Palm Beach not really being available at the time because of all of the foolishness that happened over there. Well, cars that usually would appear at Cars and Coffee Palm Beach are now showing up here, like this Mitsubishi Evolution. But I think what's really awesome though, guys, is the Korean cars that are starting to make an actual show up at these shows. Like right here, these Hyundais. These N-Series cars are awesome looking. And I mean, this is by far one of the most interesting looking cars at the show. I mean, just bone stock. You know, you don't have to put any modifications to it. The car just comes looking unique with a lot of design to it. The tail lights. I mean, who would ever thought an Elantra would look this amazing? I mean, it's like kind of like Lamborghini created a, you know, sedan for the masses. Because that's what it looks like. It looks like something that Lamborghini would have actually designed. But I love the color schemes on a lot of these cars as well. And then you have the N-Line Velosters as well. But right here, we've got a GT500. Now you can totally understand why something like this will make over 700 plus horsepower. I mean, a Gorilla sticker on the intake is appropriate, but what a massive engine. I mean, all handmade, and right there with the actual person that built the car and built the engine by hand. Each car is specific, and each car has its own VIN specific to that car. So I mean, without a doubt, everything on this car is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, just look at the way the fenders flare out, this gorgeous blue paint. I mean, this is one of the most powerful Mustangs they make. Huge brakes. Just, I mean, I hope they handle the heat soak as well as many other cars that make that kind of power, which is just absolutely insane amounts of power. I mean, almost 800 horsepower is an awful lot for a car, especially out on the street. But right here, this is this is neat. The Miata with devil horns on it. That's a neat touch. And obviously the Soul Red is such a brilliant color. I mean, this one's just a shade darker than the other one, and that's pretty cool. I mean, they're actually, all three of them are Soul Red, but there's actually Soul Red 1 and Soul Red 2. So we're gonna go ahead and head back over to Mouseball. And guys, it's just, you know, you come to Cars and Coffee, and yeah, there's quite a bit of knowledge that you're actually gonna see the same cars over and over again. But the thing is, you come because you love the cars. You come because you want to enjoy the atmosphere. And then at the same time, those cars that you might see that you've seen over and over again, they might actually have something different done to them next time around. So guys, I'll get back to you in another one, and hopefully we can say hi to Turbo Tom once he gets back from getting some coffee.